it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna do another video about an S3 hero, and today we're gonna talk about Skybreaker. So Skybreaker, the Indian, so not the Indian from India, of course, the Indians from America. So we have a classical Indian style, we're gonna say, so nothing that crazy. They just took the inspiration from the Indians. So Skybreaker have a skin right now, so Furious Dread, which is really nice. I really love the style of it. Those axes with thunder are really nice, looking great. It reminds me the hero from Mortal Kombat. I don't remember his name. The Mortal Kombat Indian who's fighting also with thunder axes. It really reminds me of that. I don't remember his name. So we come back to Skybreaker. So he's considered a range, and actually he's not that much a range, but whatever. And he's an archery hero, so for S3. So we're gonna start to read his skills. So we have a range of 3 and targets 2 random enemy squads. We have 40% chance to deal 325% damage to 2 random enemy squads within the valid range, and make the skill damage of the said squads to do minus 20% for 2 rounds. So we have 40% chance, who are not huge, damage of 325, but it's for 2 squads. So it's going to be a total of 150%. So okay damage, actually. And we have a minus 20% skill damage on the 2 squads for 2 rounds. So the damage are not crazy, but are not bad also. It's a good damage. The percent is not that great. And the minus 20%, it's good that it's skill damage, because it's really better if it will be minus 20% of normal might would be really bad. But skill damage, it's okay, but without really being that great. I actually don't have, like, I don't know if I really like this skill or not. For me, it's like half-half. It's, well, for a beginning season hero, it's not that bad. But it's not crazy also. I'm not a big fan. So let's see what we have here. So we have a pre-battle skill of range 4, 3 random enemy squads. So first 2 turns, disarm 2 random enemy squads, making them unable to basic attack. On the second turn, deal 267.5% damage to all the enemy squads. So the damage for 3 squads is not that bad actually, but the problem is that this is gonna only be cast 2 times in the battle, because it's only the 2 first rounds. I like the disarming for the 2 squads actually, but it's only for the 2 first rounds. That's the problem, is that at least if the damage could continue, it will be really interesting, but not that way, because you're only gonna do damage on the first 2 rounds. So that's a big problem. I guess actually it's because if you look at it, first 2 rounds on the second, no, okay, I was about to say a really big mistake actually. It's only on the second turn that you're gonna do the damage, only the second turn. Okay, so the first 2 turns you're gonna make the 2 enemies, they are not gonna be able to do basic attacks, but you're gonna do only this damage right here on the second turn only. So that's even worse than I was thinking. So in the total of the battle, it's gonna be really low damage actually. And the disarming is actually interesting if you are facing, for example, an immortal. So those heroes who do really big damage with basic attacks, especially in the first turns. Those glass cannon legion, it's gonna be interesting to, if you can disarm, for example, in the 2 rounds you can disarm immortal, it's gonna be really great. But it's also a luck, because you're gonna only do it in 2 heroes. but the damage is really bad, so I don't like this skill. So here we have resistance, and actually this hero going to be more playable in the front row. And we have the last skill, Breathe of the Forest. So 2 random enemy squads, you have 1 turn of prep and 50% chance to do 260% damage to 2 random enemy squads. It's bad, because 1 turn of prep means only 4 times the skill gonna be cast, and it's gonna be 50%, so you have a chance to cast 2 times this. So really low damage, And heal self and a random friendly squad for 142% recovery rate. So the heal is really good. It's actually really good, but the problem is that this skill gonna be cast probably only 2 times in the battle, so that makes it really bad actually because of that. If you didn't have the turn of prep, it will be okay, but really not like this. So let's give first the combos for Skybreaker, and we're gonna finish with my opinion about the hero. So for Skybreaker, he's gonna come in the S3, the best legion that you're gonna be able to do with him. It's gonna be Skybreaker in the front row, with Inquisitor in the middle row, and Witch Hunter in the back row. So Inquisitor and Witch Hunter works together with the burning. And Skybreaker gonna be the tank, we're gonna say, of this formation. But the problem is that he's actually not really a tank. The thing is that he's not a good tank, he's not a good support, and he's not a good damage dealer. He does a little bit of everything, but not great. So that's why I don't like this hero actually, because he's not focused on something. He's just doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. For example, the first skill, he's gonna reduce the skill damage, and then this skill is gonna disarm, so remove the basic attack. So it's not focused on one thing only. I don't like this. Whatever. Another formation that you can do with him on those early seasons, because obviously he's not gonna be playable at all after this. We have Immortal Guardian, Skybreaker in middle row, and Jade Eager. So this is gonna be a formation for S4. But it's not that strong, actually, not that strong, because the problem is that we have heroes on the S1 in archery who's going to be doing way better. So the three heroes from the S1 going to be really more interesting combined together than any legion with Skybreaker actually. So it's really not worth actually to recruit this hero, because before it was actually interesting, before then the S1 got changed, because before, for those who are new in the game, you probably don't know, but the S1 heroes were really not like this. They got completely changed, so they changed their skills, their appearance, so they totally changed them because they were actually bad before, but now they are actually good for the early seasons, of course. So the S1 heroes now are, at least for the archery, they are better than Skybreaker actually in many combos. So that's what makes Skybreaker not a very good hero. Also, he was already not very great, but he was okay because the S1 were bad before, but now he's really not worse. So we have another one who was one of the best legions I found with him. So it was Skybreaker in front row, Cleopatra, and Alpha T in the back row. So this is one of the best legions I found for Skybreaker. But also, any of those 3 legions, you're not gonna be playing them after S4. So you can play until S4, but then forget that. It's gonna be totally useless hero. So if I recommend you to recruit this, absolutely not. He's really not a great hero, and he's not gonna be really great in any seasons actually. Even in S3 you have way better than him, so forget this hero, really not recruit him. He's not great. So that's it. I think I said the most important here. So he's considered really bad hero. 1 star, really 1 star. Even 0 could be great. So that's it. we finished with the skybreaker from S3. So I see you soon for the next videos, and peace out.